Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna dear devotees. So today is Tuesday. It is 24th of September, Ashwini Masa or Padmanabha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and the Saptami Tithi. So there is one Vaishnava today in the calendar. So today is the anniversary day of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in America. So based on the lunar calendar. So after a 35 days sea journey from Calcutta, so he reached Boston's Commonwealth Pier on September 17, 1965. So this is the as per the lunar calendar. So we shall read a few lines from that special Vaishnava days. So several years after Srila Prabhupada first arrived in America, a disciple discovered the diary he had kept during his passage from India on the steamship Jaladuta. Inside was a poem handwritten in Bengali that Srila Prabhupada had written on board the ship just after it had arrived in Boston Harbor. The poem beautifully captures Srila Prabhupada's first impressions of Western civilization and reveals his heartfelt determination to change the consciousness of America. So here is the English translation of his poem. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion, absorbed in material life. They think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? O Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. All living entities have become under the control of the illusory energy by your will. And therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be pleased from the clutches. They can also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives them with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. So this is the Prabhupada's poems, and also there is some information about from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then finally, Prabhupada is mentioning, uh, saying that he, so how will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. So in that sequence, further, O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance. O Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhaktivedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhaktivedanta. So, signed the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. On board the ship Jaladota, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, dated 18th of September 1965. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there is much information there. So I will be sharing this one in the WhatsApp group later on. Okay, that is from the Vaishnava events perspective. So we shall move into Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma speaking to Narada Muni. So after explaining all the Krishna's incarnations in different pastimes that they are going to appear in the future, so it has this conversation happened very long time before. So after that, Brahma is saying to Narada Muni that the glories and opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unlimited. So no one can count the particles of the earth, and one can fold the entire sky like a bedroll, but it is not possible to count the unlimited glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like a when the Lord, when he was as a Vamana he was simply able to occupy entire land with one foot and entire space with another foot, and he was able to make even put a hole to this universe from where this Ganges river has come into this material world from the spiritual world. So likewise, giving one example about his uh, all the great activities. Vishnonam Virigananam Katamo Arhatiha Yah Padhvanyapi Kavihi Vimaye Rajamsi Chaskambayah Swarahasa Askalata Triprustam Yasmatrisamya Sadanad Murukampayanam. So when the Lord he has lifted his feet in the Vamana Avatara, Murukampayanam. So everything was moving greatly at that particular point of time. So likewise, Brahma mentioned about his glories and further concluding that it is not possible for myself or for anyone or Narada Muni who have born before you, like Lord Shiva and so many of other uh, Prajapatis and Rishis, about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His glories. And all His glories, even though being glorified by Ananta, who is the first expansion of Krishna or the Narayana. So, with his 1,000 faces, he has been continuously singing all his glories and his qualities. Still, even today, his glories have not been completed. So likewise, that many number of qualities and opulences the Lord has got. So likewise, Brahma is saying to Narada Muni. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 7, verse number 41. So this is also kind of a frequently quoted verse by many of our gurus and acharyas. So it is easy to remember as well. So dear devotees, when you get a chance, so you can remember this verse by reciting repeatedly. नान्तं विदाम्यहम् अमी मुनयोग्रजास्ते मायाबलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतो वराये गायन् गुणान् दशशतानन आदिदेवः शेषो अवस्य विदामि I know aham myself. So, so glory of God. Munaya Agrajaste, Munaya, all the great sages, Agrajaha, O Narada Muni, who have born before you, born prior to you. Nantam Vidamyaham Ami Muryograjaste, either myself or the sages born before you, O Narada, they do not, we do not know the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Lord is Maya balasya purusasya kuto avaraye. Maya balasya. So Maya balasya is the of the omnipotent. So he has got omnipotent. Purushasya of the supreme personality of Godhead. And kutaha, what to speak of others? Avaraye, born after us. Maya balasya purusasya kuto varaye. And whose external energy is bewildering everyone in this material universes. Maya balasya purusasya kuto avaraye. So avaraha means who have born after Brahma, Narada Muni, everyone else. What to speak? Myself, we don't know. Rishis, great, don't know. Or Prajapatis, they do not know who have born before Narada Muni. And we do not know what to speak of everyone else. And then further, he says, Gayan Gunan Dasasatarana Adidevaha. Gayan. So, Gayan is the by singing. Gunan, what he is singing? Gunan, the qualities. Dasasatarana Adidevaha. So Dashashata Ananaha. Dashashata is the 10 hundreds. That is the 1,000. Anana Adidevaha. Anana is the face. So this is Ananta has got 1,000 faces. It is not exactly the 1,000. So it means unlimited faces. Dashasadarana Adidevaha. Adidevaha is the first incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Lord. The Adidevaha. Sesho Aduna Api Sesha, known as Sesha, and Aduna. So until now, Api, even though he has been glorifying Gayan Gunan Dasatarana Adidevaha Shesho Aduna Api. Until now, he has been with an unlimited number of mouths. So here it is Dasatarana. So thousands of foods he has got. So that many number of faces he has got to glorify the Lord. But still, until now, he could not. Samavasthiti nasya param. He could not complete, can achieve. Samavasthiti. He has not yet achieved it. Not yet. Asya param. So, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And param. So this is the param is the mentioned as the limit. So the Lord's. So this is the na. They are unlimited. Na asya param. So they are unlimited. So Lord's glories are unlimited. Even Lord Ananda Shesha, he has been glorifying for time immemorial. He could not complete it until now. Likewise, Brahma saying to Narada Muni. नान्तं विदाम्यहम् अमी मुनियोग्रजास्ते माया बलस्य पुरुषस्य कुतो वराये गायन् गुणान् दशशतान् आदिदेवः शेषोदनापि समवस्थिति नास्य पारम्. So translation for this verse. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Shesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 10 hundred faces. And purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request any devotees, unallocated devotees, to take it to read a small purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Hemlata Mataji.
Purport. The omnipotent personality of Godhead has three primary potencies, namely the internal, external, and marginal potencies, with unlimited expansions of these three energies. As such, the expansions of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of God himself, as the incarnation of Shesh, cannot estimate the potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with his 1,000 faces. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki
Ji
jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is explaining about the Lord's energies, internal, external, and marginal potencies. So here in the Vishnu Puran, it is mentioned Lord's energies. So the living entities belongs to the marginal energy. So they can choose whether they can stay with Krishna in the internal potence, that is in the spiritual planets, in the spiritual platform or transcendental platform, or stay in the external energy, that is Maya. So the Prakriti is the inferior energy and internal energy is the superior, but we belong to marginal energy. We belong to the superior energy, but we have come here due to the unlawful desires. Okay, so that is Prabhupada is mentioning. And then further, as such, the expansion of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone because even the personality of Godhead himself, as the incarnation of Shesha, cannot estimate the potencies. So here it is not at all possible in this world. So when the Krishna mentions that this world is of the Urdhvamola Madashakam Ashwadham Purapuravyam Chandam Sesya Pannani Yastam Veda Saveda Ved. So this the root of this material world. So all these people, including Brahma, everyone, they are in the material world. But the root is in the spiritual world. It is not possible for anyone to count the glories of the Lord. Everything is happening in the spiritual world. So that Krishna says that that's why one has to come cut the knots of these material attachments. And Krishna mentions that narupam asiha tatopalabhyate nanto nanto nachadhe nacha sampratishta अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा asanga is the material world, attachment with the material world. When we cut that one, then only we will come to know, understand the glories. Bhakya mam abhijanati. Then we will enter uh, Krishna's as well. So this is the nature of Ramanuja. We know about the Kavi. Even if he is a great scientist, he cannot understand the glories of the Supra. He continuously has been describing them for a very, very long time, since time immemorial, with his 1,000 faces. So that's why Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dhosha Adhyatmaniccha Vinurta Kamaha Dhandve Vimuktaha Sukha Sanye Gachinti Amudaha Padam Avayam Tat. So once we go to the root of that tree, which is in the spiritual planet, that is in the Goloka. So when we see the different pastimes are happening, before Krishna's appearance, something is happening in the spiritual planet. The planning and everything is then here it is manifested. That is the root. And for the Rama's here appearance here, some activities are going on, but actually the root is in the spiritual planets. The plan and everything is are happening in the spiritual planets. But those activities that would happen in the material world in our experience, but we are bewildered by sometimes. And Krishna canvas all his pastimes so that all the conditioned souls are attracted towards him to find the supreme personality of Godhead and his original uh, qualities and everything else, all his paraphernalia, his entourage, his planet. Yad gatva nanivattante tadhama paramam mama. So once we go there, we don't return back. Okay, so that is why all Krishna's pastimes, so all his glories are unlimited. No one in this material world can count the glories of the Lord. Likewise, Brahma is saying, Nantam vidamyaham ami munyoggarajaste maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye gayan gunan dasarana adidevaha sheshodinapi samavasyati nasya param. Very beautiful. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is related to Bal Mukundji, April 17th, Los Angeles. It's a small letter only. Can I request any other devotees to read this letter, please? Usha Mataji,
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. My dear Balmukunji, please accept my greetings. I thank you very much for your letter dated 11th April 1970. The secretary of Sri R.D. Birla has replied my first letter, and I have also replied that, asking him to simply uh, supply immediately 4 pairs of Sri Murtis. But so far I have not received confirmation. But I received no reply from Jaipurji. So I shall wait a few days more for his reply, and then I may remind him. I am very glad that the Kenya Indian friends are sympathetic with our Krishna consciousness movement. So in future we may be able to take up the charge of the African temples, provided the Hindus or Indians fully cooperate with us. Actually, this Krishna consciousness movement, as you know it very well, is not specifically for any sect. Krishna is not for the Hindus only. He is for everyone, even for the animals. Hindus generally are not so liberal, but Lord Chaitanya is very liberal, and he uh, embarrasses anyone from any corner of the world, provided he takes to the service of Krishna. This is great missionary activity. So I am trying to execute this mission to the best of my capacity, and if my Indian brothers, at least those who are outside India, will join with me and act according to my direction, which is strictly on the Vedic way, then there will be tremendous success of this movement. Your good self are influential gentlemen both in London and Kenya. Similarly, Sriman Bechar Bhai Ji Patel and Birla Ji, etc., are willing to contribute substantially. So why not join together in this Krishna consciousness movement and construct an unique and imposing Krishna temple in London, the most important city of the world. If you agree to this proposal, then I am prepared to work personally along with you for this temple construction work. I am very glad to learn that you have begun to teach Sanskrit pronunciation to our students. Please see that they can pronounce very nicely the Sanskrit verses in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Isopanishad, and Brahma Samhita, and teach them to chant conjointly as they chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In your class, the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra must be done in the beginning and at the end. That will keep the spirit of the temple. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji?
So Prabhupada wants to take Krishna consciousness movement further, and in said African temples, and yes, so they are cooperate with us, and then he wants to build that. The Krishna consciousness movement is for everyone, even for the animals. He said. So it's not like for only for Hindus. And there's some like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking everybody in the every corner. So he wants to take them in the Krishna. And there's activity about the Krishna consciousness movement, and he wants to get that support from the to build the temple in the London is most important city in the world. So he said, okay, that Bechel Bhai and who's that also Birlaji. So if they contribute, and then we can make a nice construction work in the temple, make a temple in London. And yes, so he is also mentioned about the Sanskrit pronunciation. So when we chant or anything, then the Sanskrit pronunciation is important, but not like yeah. So if you chant in then if you're teaching them, it's fine. But her mantra also be chanted beginning and at the end. So that way the Krishna consciousness spirit going on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Any other points, dear devotees? Hemrata Mataji wanted to add any other points?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, Mataji has covered most of the information in this letter. But yes, Prabhupada wanted all Hindus and all communities of Indian and rich Indian together, come together and build a big temple in London. I think this letter is for the London people. I think I'm not sure if they want to make temple in Africa or what. Why he want everyone to come together and give their services for the temple.
So here, Prabhupada is mentioning you
Both in London and Kenya. Yes, yes, Prabhu, I understand.
so one is in Africa and here in London also mentioning. So some of the Hindus, they mention that they think that they are following the Vedic Dharma, but it is not there to follow in the strict way. But Prabhupada says we follow in strict way, Vedic way.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, and also why we need to pronounce Sanskrit and everything else. Once we are pronouncing and reading as a habit, then we would be able to enter into the pastimes of Krishna. But simply speaking, reading only English ways, then we will remember very few pastimes. But when we enter into Sanskrit, then we understand the actual root of it. Sanskrit directly goes into the heart. That English only just goes through the ears and into the mind for some time, and then it may not be completely rooted into the heart. But Sanskrit, it will root into the heart. Then we never ever forget about that instruction when we take it from the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, by reciting the Sanskrit verses. But for that, before chant, when we have this learning, this pronouncing the or reciting the Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra must be done in the beginning and at the end. This will keep the spirit of the temple. Likewise, Prabhupada is suggesting, and this is my takeaway as well, as we do in our sessions. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, and from the announcements point of view. So today evening, we have got preaching practice session with Hemlata Mataji at 8 p.m. That is our upcoming event. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. వంచకల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్య ఏవ చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో నమో నమః. అనంతకోటి వైష్ణవృందకి
జయ శ్రీ
శిల ప్రభుపాదకి హరే
హరే
కృష్ణ.
కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ. జై శ్రీ కృష్ణ చైతన్య
प्रभु
నిత్యానంద శ్రీ అద్వైత గదాధర